Good morning, students. Today we will be looking at active voice and passive voice part 2. In the last lecture, we saw a table wherein we saw some changes while converting an active voice sentence to in a passive voice sentence and the vice versa. Now, there are some other types of examples also that we need to take care of, and we need to know about such examples. And once we are done with the theory part, we will be doing some examples pertaining to questions asked in Staff Selection Commission exam as well as MPSC exam. Okay, so now we'll be looking to some different forms of sentences. Like in this is the first form. This we have seen in the tabular format also. Okay, we just have to look directly. The active voice sentence says Ali has scored 2 goals. Okay, now has scored, so it is, has means it is a present and scored. Okay, so scored is past participle. Okay, so now in present perfect tense we use has, have with been. So now when we convert this, we have already seen this change in the tabular format in our previous part. Okay, it says now 2 goals now becomes my subject. So 2 goals have been scored by alt, it's Ali. Okay, the name will not change. I have seen that movie. Now have seen that movie, have seen. Okay, so seen is again a V3 form, that is the past participle, as I mentioned in my previous slide. V3 is nothing but past participle. Now the object becomes the subject when we change the sentence from active voice to passive voice. Now that movie in active voice is an object. Now it becomes the subject in the passive voice, which says that movie has been seen by me. Okay, I will look on to the next slide. It says for the past perfect, okay, we use had with been. Okay, even this part we have seen in the previous slide, but there is a catch in the second example. It says the hunter had caught the fox. Had caught, had is already in past tense and it is followed by a V3 form of verb which is past participle. Okay, now when we change from active to passive, what will happen? A fox will become my subject. So it says a fox had been caught. Okay, so has followed by been, have followed by been in case of present perfect tense, and now in case of past perfect tense it is had followed by been. Now the catch is in the next sentence where we have to be a little careful. Now it says Sheila had given a gift to Reena. Now if you look at this sentence very properly, in this case we have two objects. A gift is an object and even Reena is an object. Now you have to think one thing very carefully. In this case they have started with a gift which is only one object. Okay, now let me tell you one thing very frankly, that inanimate objects are always direct objects and animate objects are always indirect object. Okay, I will repeat myself once again. A gift is a direct object and Reena in this case is an indirect object. It means living beings are indirect objects and non-living things are direct object. In passive voice it says a gift had been given to Reena by Sheila, or we can also say in such case that Reena had been given a gift by Sheila. Okay, in such a case we can also say Reena, I'll just write it once again. Reena had been given a gift by Sheila. Even this form is right. Okay, but now what happens when such two both the examples appears in our exam? Usually such things never happen, that you have two objects and there are two different options starting from two different objects. Okay, they will start with only one object, whether it will be a direct object or whether it will be an indirect object. But usually we prefer the form wherein we start with indirect object. I'm repeating myself, we usually prefer the answer which starts with indirect object and not direct object. Okay, direct object are non-living things, indirect objects are living things or living beings. Just keep this one thing in mind. Direct objects are non-living and indirect objects are living. That's it. Nothing much to think about it. Okay, so this is some special thing that you need to be aware of. Okay, and also a very important thing at the same time. Okay, now we move to the next part. Now, a lot of things are given. Do verbs. Okay, these are forms of do, does, did. Okay, the do verb is used in interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence are simple, which have question marks. The sentence with ends with a question marks are nothing but interrogative sentence. Okay, now the we'll just read it. The do verb is used for interrogative and negative sentence. To change an interrogative sentence with do from active voice to passive voice, use the following thing. Now, actually, you don't need to remember all these things. Okay, one cannot remember such things, or even if you can remember it is fine, but in exams we have options wherein we try to eliminate which one is wrong. Okay, so now in this case we don't have options, so we'll abide by the rules. Now the first is, do you speak French? Now I understand that do means it is a sentence in present tense. Okay, so as I said in my first slide, the tense in active voice and passive voice never changes. Okay, so do, the sentence start with it's. Do is in present tense and is also in present tense. Now object here is French, which becomes a subject here. Okay, it's French spoken by you. Object here is the subject. Similarly, does she speak French? Again, does indicates present tense. It is French spoken by her. Okay, now here she will not come. Okay, her will come. Now that is altogether a different part of prepositions. Okay, but or I would say a pronoun case. Okay, objective case, subjective case. Okay, does she do her duties? Now again, does indicates present tense. Okay, now duties is in, now duties are plural, hence the sentence starts with are. In previous example, French was a language which was a singular noun. Now in this case, duties is plural, hence the passive voice starts with are her duties done by her. Did you speak in French with her? Now did indicates past tense. It means my passive voice will also start with a past tense. So did, it is starting with was she spoken in French by you? Now listening to this line, you might find it a little confusing, but this is absolutely right grammatically. Okay, and your exams you will always find question pertaining to such examples wherein you will find that the grammatical, there is some grammatical mistake, but it is never. Okay, now active voice and passive voice doesn't always go by the rules. Okay, it changes according to the situations. Okay, we will learn that when we start with actual examples. Did Alice invite you? Were you invited by Alice? Simple, because did is in past tense, so we will start with a verb in past tense. Were you invited by Alice? Don't you speak French? Okay, now don't is again present, so isn't French spoken by you. So don't started with negative, so in even in my passive word it start with a negative form of the verb. Okay, it's also start with a negative form of the verb if my active word starts with a negative form of the verb. Now I don't speak French. French is not spoken by me. Now, as I said earlier, that in active voice, from changing from active to passive, object becomes the subject and subject then becomes the object and vice versa. This is the only one thing that you need to remember. And the second thing is the tense in active voice and passive voice never changes when we change their respective forms. Okay, now we move on to the next slide. Now these are WH questions. Okay, what, where, how, who, whose. Okay, in WH questions and how, do not change their beginning position. We never change it. Okay, when the sentence is changed from active to passive, except for who changes to by whom in the passive. We'll see. Okay, now the first example, and whom changes to who in passive. Okay, whom did you laugh at? So whom. Okay, now it is saying that whom changes to who in passive. So in passive was, it is who was laughed at by you. Now why is why was here? Because my active voice is in past tense. It is as simple as it. Okay, Next, who took the book? Now, who changes to by whom? It is clearly mentioned that who changes to by whom. Okay, hence I would say by whom was the book taken. Why again was? Because took is in past tense, so it should have a past form of verb. Did he punish you? Why were you punished by him? Why did he punish you? Sorry, the sentence is why did he punish you? Hence the passive voice is why were you punished by him? Now again, did is a past form. Now again, were is used. Okay, why are they tearing down the old theatre hall? Now this changes to why is the old theatre hall, okay, hall should be there, okay, being torn down by them is also fine, okay, or even if you remove by them, okay, it is also fine. I repeat myself once again, why is the old theatre hall being torn down by them? If by them is present, then it is also fine. If it is not present, it is also fine, because in case of passive voice, okay, plural nouns are mentioned, or they can be simply eliminated. It is not necessary. Plural pronouns. Now, the next is what? How was the experiment finished? Okay. Now it changes to how did you finish the experiment? Okay. Now in this case, when you start with how, it is always starting with how. Just remember that. Okay. Just remember that. Now, how was the experiment finished? How did you finish the experiment? How do you write that word? How is that word written by you? Okay, simple. Okay, object becomes the subject and subject becomes the object. Is it clear to everyone? These are the main simple rules and rules pertaining to some WH questions that we just saw. Okay, now we move on to the next slide. Now these are can. Can displaces our ability. Can is nothing but can possesses or displaces our ability. Okay, so can you play a violin? Can a violin be played by you? Very simple. Can anyone cure it? Can it be cured by anyone is also fine. Or if anyone is not mentioned, as I said in my previous slide, ki by them if present is also fine, or if ignored is also completely all right. So can anyone cure it? Can it be cured, or can it be cured by anyone? Okay, it's one and the same. So now imperatives are nothing but request, order, advice, suggestion, or prohibition. Now in imperative sentence, the passive voice has the following structure: let, object plus past participle. Now pick up the box is something that we are ordering someone. Okay, now in this case, I'm not. We don't know who is the subject, who is the object. Okay, I only know that box in this case is an object. Box in this case is an object. Okay, and the subject is like hidden. The subject is hidden. Hence, I would say, let the box be picked up. Okay, it will always start with let object plus be plus past participle. Just remember this form. This form is important in case of imperatives. Bring it home. Let it be brought home. Okay, stick to the formation let plus object plus be plus past participle. Now the next is do it at once. Now this changes to let it be done once or once again. Let it be done once or once again. It is one and the same. Okay, slight changes happens when examiner gives you certain options. Okay, and that changes are have nothing to do with the structure of the formation. Okay, the structure of the formation. Do it at once, let it be done once, or let it be done once again. Both are absolutely all right. Both are absolutely and grammatically perfect. Okay. Now, when the emphasis is on the person addressed, the sentence can begin with you. Now, be patient, please. Now, this is something that we are telling to someone. So now it says you are requested to be patient. Okay, you are requested to be patient, and then it is be in the queue. Okay, you are requested to be in the queue. Now even this can be used previously, like in when it says pick up the box. Okay, you are. We can also write it in the sense for pick up the box. You are ordered. Now this is an order. You are ordered to pick up the box. Okay, similar it can be done by the next two sentence. Bring it home. Okay, you are ordered to bring it home. Do it at once. Okay, you are ordered to do it once. Okay, so these are slight changes that happens when we change from active to passive voice. Okay, so just remember this is also a type which can be thought of. Now, when the active voice begins with do not, the passive voice has the following structure: let not plus object plus be plus past participle. Now, active voice says don't let the door open. Now, passive voice says let not the door be opened. So, we just stick to the formation. That's it. We just stick to the formation. Let not plus object plus be plus past participle. Don't let the door open, and passive voice is let not the door be opened. Do not beat the dog. Let the dog not be beaten. Let me do it. Let it be done by me. Let me be allowed to do it. Okay, you just remember this because this is also an alternative. Okay, let me do it. Let it be done by me, or let me be allowed to do it. Don't touch it. Let it not be touched. Okay, let it not be touched, or it can also be like you are prohibited to touch it. Okay, it can also be let it not be touched is fine. Okay, and it can also be you are not allowed to touch it, or you are prohibited to touch it. Both implicates one and the same thing. Okay, because in our option it is never, the examiner never gives us options with respect to what we have learned or what rules we have learned. He always makes some slight changes wherein we get confused, but we just have to think one thing, or we just have to keep in mind two things. One, the change of subject and object, and also there is no change in the tense of the sentence. Okay, these two things will help us to find the appropriate answer for active and passive voice. Okay, now the next form is the passive voice has to begin with you when the object of the verb in the active voice is not given. Now, work hard. I don't know to whom am I saying. So you are advised to work hard. Okay, and there is also no object. Please lend me some money. Now we have object here. Now money is an object. Now I am saying this to someone. So you are requested to lend me some money. Now why is requested used? Because I can see please at the start. Okay, because I can see please at the start. Hence it is you are requested to lend me some money. Kindly do this work. Now kindly is again a form of request. Hence the passive voice is you are requested to do this work. Hence the passive voice is you are requested to do this work. Next is get me a glass of water. Now this is like ordering someone. Hence you are ordered to get me a glass of water. You ought to respect our parents. Now ought represents moral obligations. Now OUGHT ought represents moral obligations. Hence your parents ought to be respected by you. Your parents ought to be respected by you. You should learn your lessons. Your lessons should be learned by you. Now this was a simple sentence. Okay, these two were simple sentences pertaining to simple rules. Now in sentences where God is invoked, the passive voice will be as follows. Active voice is may God bless you. Passive voice is may you be blessed by God. Okay, usually such sentences seldom appear in any exam, but if it appears, it is not very hard to identify which one is the passive form, or if passive sentence is given, it is not very difficult to find which one is the active form. Okay, yeah. So now in this slide we just saw 6 to 7 types of some different examples and rules, okay, where which will help us to identify the right option among the given 4 options given by the examiner. Now even in our school days we used to write the answer, okay, but in this case we don't have to write the answer. Okay, in this case we have to identify the right one. Okay, and to identify the right one, these rules will definitely help us. Now if you have any doubts with respect to this slide, okay, you can write it in our comment box, and please like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you can some more informative videos can be put on. Okay, now please stay home, please stay safe and wash your hands for 20 seconds to stay safe. And also with that, please study hard for the upcoming exams. Keep the tempo high. Take care. Bye.